Hello, and today I'm at one of the more quieter stations on the Chatham Main Line. It's got a 4-track running through it. Welcome to Newington. And you find me on the section of the Chatham Main Line between Rochester and Faversham. The village of Newington is between the towns of Rainham and Sittingbourne, and the railway station was opened in 1862. Initially, it only had 2 tracks running through it and no footbridge. A single-storey building was erected on the London-bound side with a small wooden shelter on the coast-bound side. Being a countryside station, the goods facilities were excellent, making transport of farm produce to the towns easy. 3 sidings all behind the London-bound platform with a signal box controlling them from the western side of the station building. As part of the 1956 electrification of the Chatham Main Line, a decision was made to quadruple the line after Rainham towards Newington. New platforms were installed, however this meant that the coastbound shelter was removed. The signal box was also closed, with signalling moved to the new box at Rainham. A metal footbridge appeared as well as new shelters. The goods yard closed in 1962 and unfortunately the main station building was replaced by a clasp-style building around the end of the 1960s. One thing of note however is this building, which was the station master's house. This is now in private ownership and shows how far the original platform edges would have extended before electrification. So yes, welcome to Newington, and behind me you can see that 1970s style clasp ticket office. A little bit further over there you can also see a very small siding capable of taking an 08 shunter only. It's quite small, but at least it's got a little shunting area there just in case it's needed. And also in the distance there you'll see that the 4-track goes down into a normal 2-track. Let's have a quick look at the ticket office. The platform facing side of the ticket office you'll find a defibrillator, some various posters alongside. It's very hard to keep behind the yellow line here. As you can see, it's very, very thin. There's an onward travel information board, and there's not really much at Newington. Unless you live here, you're probably not going to get off here, if I'm honest. And looking around, and this is the actual very, very small area. I mean, interesting to see. I'll get this on there. It might go with a bit of a bonk. There is a lending library there on the left-hand side, which is interesting because I came here this morning at only 8:30 and it wasn't open. And there is, just over there, I don't think you can see it, I'll try and get around the other side, is the actual ticketing desk. Here's a ticketing machine. Obviously very handy because this ticket office is not open 24 hours or even 6 hours by the look of things. There is an assistance point, help point. And if I can, just show you the other side of that ticketing office. The actual ticket desk is on the left hand side as we look at it now. It's quite a small little place, but it will keep you dry. I can't really see any information about what time it actually opens. Oh, there we go. I have now. It wasn't open this morning, I must admit. But it is normally open from 6:10 to 10 o'clock, Monday to Friday, and closed on Saturdays and Sundays. And that's not all you can really say. I mean, there is a few white racks. But mainly this is a typical 1970s clasp ticket office. Let's go back onto the platform, have a little bit more of a look at platform 1. Just before we do go on platform 1, here is a platform information board. Very handy if you don't know which direction of travel you're supposed to be going in. And obviously trespassers and other additional warning signs. Get a very good view down the track here actually. The curve as it goes into those takes 4 tracks into 2. I'll turn you around and we'll go and walk up this platform. Not much really to see, if I'm totally honest. It is a very small station which serves a very small community, but also very nice to see that it is still in operation. It does get some use. The platform faces here are 12 car. Most of the time though, there'll only be 8 car trains stopping at these platforms. You have got a very modern dot matrix display. But apart from that, the platform is quite sparse. However, you do get some very good views over the 4 tracks, which makes photography and videography of fast moving trains very, very good indeed. I must admit, I've been here for engineering trains, and very good views and videography and photography can be had from that. I will continue walking down here, however, though, because you will get rewarded if you travel to the end of platform 1, heading towards London that is, because you get some spectacular views of the 4-way track as it bends round towards Rainham. One nice addition as you walk down platform 1 is this waiting shelter. As you've just gone past that waiting shelter, one thing I did notice is this little gate here, which is obviously an emergency exit. It would be quite a way to walk all the way down there if a fire broke out on a train or whatever. So it's quite nice to see that they've thought about this and put an emergency exit here around about 3/4 of the way down the platform. And so I hope you can see behind me now, as soon as you've gone to the end of platform 1, you get this excellent view of the curve going round towards Rainham. I was here a couple of months ago and I managed to get a very, very good video of the steam train Mayflower coming through Newington Station, which I'll include now. Okay then, platform 2, same as platform 1 really. It's very, very long. It can accommodate 12 car trains. Not many 12 car trains will stop here, however. The maximum you'll probably get is an 8 car train which splits at Faversham. Also of note, the views up and down the line aren't as good as they are on platform 1, so if you're wishing to get some photography and videography, possibly better to use platform 1, as you'll be able to see the bends in the track a little bit better. One thing to note though, it still has this concrete fencing which was put in the late 50s, 60s I believe. I'll check that. And next to that you have some modern seating, and quite nice to see a modern dot matrix display on this station. And here is also a covered shelter. This leads you onto the stairs and across this bridge, which I think is quite unique on the network. Let's go up and have a proper look at that. Okay, so now up on the bridge, which as you can see is very open, gives you a pretty good view of that small siding that goes off. That's really just there for shunting duties. You'd only really be able to fit an 08 in there. But it does give you a pretty good overview of the line as a Class 375 pops into view, heading towards London Victoria. Also up here you get a pretty good view of that clasp ticket office. I do worry that once the ticket offices go, this may be demolished and will disappear for good. The statistics for Newington are that it opened in 1862. Currently, at time of filming, it has 1 train per hour in each direction, with additional services during the peak times, and the entry and exit figures for 2021-2022 were 102,046. Newington is one of the smaller stations on this section of the Chatham Main Line. However, don't let that fool you. The 4-track arrangement along the station makes it excellent for videography and photography indeed, and the sweeping curve towards Rainham also enhances that. Yes, it's got a 1970s class building, which may be removed in the future due to ticket offices being closed, but it still retains a bit of charm. I do like that. There's not much to do around the area. It really is here to serve the community, but it's well worth a visit, especially if you want to get some very good photographs of trains at speed. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and if you can, get out there, get on the railway and see where it takes you. Thanks very much for watching.